Hello everyone. I wanted to talk about do a little demonstration about what I've been working on, just a little coding project to work on my channel. Basically maintaining my list of, here, let me bring my cursor over here, bring my list of live channels here. There's a bit of effort in maintaining this list of videos. Um, so basically what happens is channels, like you can see right now, this channel, my Africa business channel, is not live. So there's a couple of visual indicators for this. One, you can see the video thumbnail in the playlist here has a time code on it, as well as on the actual video playback itself, there's no live button here. This indicates that the video is obviously not live. And the other clue, of course, is if I click on it, it starts at timecode 00, not at the live code here. So effectively what's happened is this channel was streaming this live on this video feed, but this is one of those channels that for some reason interrupts their live stream to replace the video feed with a new link on a fairly regular basis. And you can see right here, this happened, this has been streaming for 78 hours, is that what it is, or 70 hours? So that's about 3 days worth of streaming, and now they've switched onto a new video feed. So now if I go over to my YouTube page for that channel, you can see now there's a new YouTube link here with a live now button. So this is the actual new live feed link. And my old feed link is no longer valid. It's just pointing to this archived version of what was a live feed. So what I had been doing in the past was a manual process where I essentially go to this channel, find this link, go and copy its link URL, and then edit my playlist in my editing tools. Just in YouTube, you can go here, click on when I'm logged in as my channel, if it's one of my playlists, and I select the playlist link here, it'll bring up just a playlist overview that'll have an edit link that'll bring me into the editor where I can add and remove playlists and all that sort of stuff. But it's a fairly manual process and time consuming and repetitive. And so those are key indicators that this is something that can be automated. So that's what I was looking to do. So basically, YouTube has a data API. You can find this on the developers.google.com/YouTube. Probably just putting that will get you to it, but in any case, just Google YouTube data API and you'll find links right to this anyway. And so they've got a whole bunch of commands. So this is the reference API. If you're a developer, if you're working on an API, is an application programming interface. So this is basically a set of endpoints that any developer can call to get functionality from some sort of service. And in this case, it's YouTube. And effectively, so what YouTube does, and Google does this with most of its technology. So Gmail and Google Docs and any other aspect. I think that, certainly a large section of what Google does, they provide developer APIs so that they don't just create an interface like the YouTube web interface or the YouTube app if you have that on one of your mobile devices. They also have a data API that developers can code against, so you can essentially replace YouTube's default web interface with some customized functionality. And they also, in this data API, there's more information, more possible functionality exposed than even what YouTube has on its website. So let's go into the code here a little bit. I just want to kind of demonstrate what I was doing. So basically, if you look at this reference page here, on the left-hand side here are all the different types of things that I can query about. And so they're all activities or captions, channel banners, channels. So some of the key ones, of course, are channels. Here I can go and list for channels, or if I have the correct permission set, I can actually even manage my own YouTube channel account using code. And that's what I've done in this exercise. So the ones that I use the channels data API. I use the playlist items API for a couple of things, for both pulling information about the videos that are stored in my playlist, in my live news playlist, as well as inserting and deleting when I go and replace some of the old video links with my own. And then I also use the search API, and I think I also use the videos API here, just to get my whole functionality that I need to get this working. Excuse me. So let me open up my code source here and just kind of walk you through what my... so I write this in JavaScript. I'm primarily a JavaScript developer, but the YouTube data API isn't programming language specific. You could code against this using any programming language, and YouTube has code examples for a lot of the most popular languages and platforms for developers. So it's a very versatile interface that anybody can use, kind of a thing. But certainly the JavaScript is one of the hot languages, and probably the hot language in the world right now. And there's some real benefits to it, but that's a whole other discussion. So anyway, here's basically the code. If you don't read code, don't worry about it. That's too much. I'm just going to kind of talk about briefly what I've done. So the first thing I do is I make an API call. Now, this is the actual ID of my live news playlist. So this is a unique ID on YouTube. It's the reason why it's this gobbledygook characters, because it's an automatically generated key, essentially, that points to my playlist and only my playlist. And then what I do is I go and I grab the information from the playlist, including for each, essentially I'm getting all the videos, and for each of the videos that I get, I'm grabbing some of the information that I need, and then I go and make another call. For each of those videos, I have to go and look up the original video off of the original channel to get some additional information that I need in order to be able to do the work that I want to do here. So once I've gone through those two calls, essentially what the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking for all of the videos that aren't live. So when I go and grab that list of videos from YouTube, there's a flag that comes back. From each returned item, there's a flag called live broadcast content. And if that's not set to live, the video is not live streamed. And because this is my live data news, I'm expecting every video on here to be live. So basically what I'm doing is I'm finding all the ones that are not marked live, and then I'm automating the process of exactly the process I just described. I now, for each video I'm detecting is not live, that's part of my live news playlist, I'm going out to the channel. So I'm grabbing the channel ID from the video information that I pulled from the data API, going to that channel and doing a search. So this is the API search call, where I'm searching for videos where the type is live. So now I need to go to for each of the non-live videos, I go to the channel that they came from, find out, is there a new live link? If there is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the old video link and replace it with the new video link. And that's what this block of code is here. So here's the delete call, where I remove the original item, and then here's the insert call, where I take the new video ID, here it is, here's the new video ID, insert it into my playlist and at the original position of the original video, and then my code is done. So just to get back to, wrong one, this one, to my my actual web page here. So again, so this is my video that's not working. As like I said, it's got this time code, and before I would have to do this manual process. Now all I have to do is go and run this process. So I'm going to just kick this off, and we'll actually see this run in real time. So I put a bunch of logging in here just to sort of show what's going on. But you see this goes really quickly, and we can see, oh, we actually found 3 videos. That's interesting. Okay, so first things first, I just put out some logging to say, here's all the video links that I have and the position on the playlist that they're currently at. One downside about this YouTube API is that there's a max record amount for each API call, and usually that's at maximum of 50. So even though my playlist is now up in the 80s, I can only get 50 records at a time. So there's a bit of a flaw in my current process in that I'm only doing the first 50. But the first 50 gets me all of the English, all of the French, the German, and into the Spanish section. So it's giving me most of the stuff that I'm hitting on a regular basis anyway. I have to make just a couple tweaks to basically add an extra loop to detect if there's more files in my playlist than the first 50. I'll just repeat the process for the next set until I'm done. It's a fairly simple fix, but I just haven't built it in yet. Anyway, so here's all the videos that I've got. So these are just all the names that I'm printing out. It's down to channel number 50. It says 49 just because in programming 0 is usually the first number in an array as opposed to 1. So it's 50, but it's 0 to 49, not 1 to 50. Anyway, so first thing I do, so you can see here's my playlist items list where I'm getting the list of playlists. Now I'm doing my videos to load the video information. And now here's where I'm doing my deletes and inserts. So first thing I do, so I saw Africa Business Live. That was the one, Africa Business News Live, which is the one I was pointing out. It's detected that it needs to be deleted. It's found a live version at position 10, which we go back pick up here. Position 10 is Africa Business News Live. So it's found the right position. And then it's going to replace the old video link with the new one. Now, I also noticed that it picked up a couple other channels in Noru TV Live. This I was just checking this. So this must have just come up. There's an update for that one as well as the NTV Uganda live stream. Both of these also detected they were dead and they've just been replaced. So now that process is done. If I go back to my playlist here, so you can see it's still got the time code, and let's go and check those ones. Yeah, see there's Inoru is also there, and then NTV Uganda. Oh, it doesn't have a time code, but it's been done, I'm assuming. So let's just hit refresh here and see what we get. All right, and oh, I think I've lost my playlist here. Okay, hang on. Oh no, there we go. All right, so now let me click this link and see if this is actually live. Nope, that's not live. Okay, well that didn't work for some reason. Maybe this is a caching issue for some reason on my client side. Let's try this again. I'm just going to go here. I'm doing this over a Wi-Fi connection, which is why this is kind of slow. I apologize. But if this doesn't work, I'll just stop it here. It does, like I said, there's still some kinks to work out. I'm still kind of working through the process. But let's see here. Now, that doesn't have a time code. Neither does that one. So let's try this out. Maybe there's just a caching on that tab. Let's just delete this. Come back here. And, sorry, just bear with me for a second. It's going to be slow. There we go. And this is looking a little better. The time code's down here, which indicates that it's probably live. Oh, yeah, in fact, there you go. So now it's a live feed, or it should be. There's a live button. Huh, interesting. I'm going to have to debug and see what's going on there. That's kind of interesting. But let me see if the Honora one came up. Let's try that one. Because this was also dead. Yep, there we go. Oh, it's not showing the live symbol though. Let me click on that, see if that works. Yep, so it is live now. Anyway, I'll have to figure out, maybe this is a Microsoft Edge thing, why that was kind of wonky, but in either case, it is working. Obviously, like I said, there's still some bugs to kick out, but I will... let me transition this over. Yeah, so that's basically, I just wanted to demo it, what I'm doing with the YouTube Data API. As you can see, I still have some kinks to work out, and I'm going to also try and improve this as well. I've been, sort of learning, as I'm learning the API, I'm coming up with new ideas about what I could do and creating some automatically curated channels or playlists. So when I put a little more thought and do some work on that, I'll come back and show you an update of what I've been doing here. But anyway, it just gives you a taste of the YouTube Data API and exactly what you can do with it. And again, like I said, this is a nice... So what my ultimate goal for this code is to create it into an automated process that runs periodically, and just updates my channel, keeps all my live feeds new. And it's going to save me a lot of time, and it'll also make it more functional, so that anytime you hit this live news playlist, you can be guaranteed that the content on there is live. So anyway, that's it for today. But I will be back, like I said, later when I do a little more work on this. So thanks for watching, and talk to you later.